Hello again. This is a Seat 2005, and I thought I'd come show you a few doors I made, and that you can. Then I'll build one, and you can follow along and build one yourself if you like. And let's go look at them. I'll start off with this one. You can use any stone. I kind of made these up to look like they're in a cavern or something, but so you could use whatever stone or block of your choice. I use a glass here just so you can see how it works. And let's see, I put a torch switch on this one, so okay. And let's see, this one's a 3x3. Once again, you don't have to use glass, just use whatever block you want. I have made these, basically this setup is for using for like a hidden entrance in a wall or something, but you could very well just turn it into whatever block you want and let it be seen as a door, whichever way you prefer it. Obviously, you don't have to use a hidden switch. You could put a button. I just set these up to look like just a plain wall, but use the glass so you can see the making or how it operates. And this one over here is the same thing. Only difference, it's basically a double door. Or in other words, well, for instance, this one, you see the back sides of the pistons and the redstone dust and all that. This one's a double door, where it's a door on both sides. So you're opening two different doors at the same time. Just in case you didn't want to see the pistons or anything on the back side. Oh, see, this one's over here. And of course, you don't have to make this look like a cavern or anything. You can make it into a room like this one or whatever you want. And today I think I'm just going to build the 3x3. And I've kind of made a outline structure right here where we'll have it at. And let's go build it. Let's see, I have this one. I just set it up 11 wide with a 3-block hole. And then we'll go down. Let's see, I am 4 blocks up, so I will need to raise it up a little. Okay, and put 3 sticky pistons there, so it's just below the. And once again, I'll just go ahead and put glass. Sometimes glass helps out in the making of them. So if there's having a problem and something's not working quite right, it makes it a little easier to see where the problem is. If something's opening slower than another section or whatever the case may be. And let's see. Let's build this wall up a little higher. might sound a little bit off. I've been fighting a cold, so hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. And let's go. The second block in, the second one up. I'm going to go 2 out and 1 in front of it sideways. And we can go ahead and let's see, we'll go ahead and put glass here. That takes care of the bottom part of the door. That takes care of one side. That takes care of the other side. And let's go ahead. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll just go ahead and end up leaving that there. So let's put using this system, you either have to have a ceiling at this height, or you also could theoretically could put some stairs, or yeah, this system kind of requires you either have a ceiling system coming out at that height, or like I did over here, a say a cavern or walls or something that's going to block the piston, hiding the piston when the door is closed. And let's see. We're doing a 3x3, so I need to leave one gap. And let's leave those missing. And let's not get too far ahead of myself. Okay, this will be glass here. That would take care of the front part of the door. Now let's get the rest of it. Sticky piston, 2 more sticky pistons, and then 1 facing forward on the and put glass in front of that. Now this is actually your ceiling height. Let's get a different block for our ceiling. I got too high. Okay, that looks like it takes care of follow the door. Okay, right here is where we'll have to have some sticky pistons. Pushing up some redstone blocks. And I don't have one there. I'll stick it there for now. And of course this level then can be actually could put some more of the flooring in. Looks good. Okay, now we can start wiring it. Let's see. Need two there, so that will work. And somewhere here we will leave the power. Let's see what I did on this other one. Yeah. And let's see what height I need. This one I got away with just going up to that point. But I am one block higher on this side, so I'll build it up a little higher in the air so you can see a little more what's going on. So I think I can just go right off the bottom. Okay. Now, let's see what her range is here. Whoops. Guess it would help if I put it back on the block. You know what? Things would be a lot easier if I just made it all the same height. Okay, that should be off. And let's see. Excuse me. We're going to want to have and I think that'll work, won't it? This one I said was a torch. Okay, on the off position. Torch is off. Going into it. And this one, no. Yeah, it's because I built it a little higher off the ground. It's throwing me all off. So I don't need that one no more. Alright. Now I'm back online, correct? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, so let's get back to it. Am I one too far out? No? Okay. Just couldn't remember if I did that or not. And this one should be higher. And then this should be... I'm going to build this assuming there's going to be a ceiling here at this height. And yes, I know what assuming does. Let's see, 4, 4, 4. And nope, this one I have it on 2. Okay. So that should power and depower. We got 2 strips going to the same power line powering these pistons right there. And if you don't put them in front of this and you put them on blocks beside us, it'll also power these. And sometimes you don't want that, at least not at the same time. So the power running into this will power this one first, so these kick on. But when you shut it off, these ones here will keep it on a little longer. And we'll adjust these to fit. I find just about every single door I do, even though I make identical doors, the timing is always slightly different. So on one I might have 1 tick on this, and let's go look at this one. What do I have on this one? See, this one's on 4 ticks on the last one. Something about them is always slightly different. Anyway, now, Why do I look so far off? 1, 2, 3. Got a cold. It's messing with my thinking. Okay, let's go take care of that. And what these ones here do is power directly into these pistons. And let's see on my other one. Yes, something's not quite right. Ah, I knew something was off. Forgive me, we'll have to rebuild part of it. I knew something wasn't quite right. And I wasn't putting my finger on it. Okay. Which is why this one was all off. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Knew something was, but just wasn't coming out right. Okay. That should work. Okay, now we can put dust here. Okay. You know, I really didn't need to do that. It's one of those days, you know. You know what? Let's put the blocks in first. Let's check it out. Make sure everything's still working on this one. Okay, this timing is off. Bear with me for just a second. I want to fix my brake. There we go. I'll have to work with the timing a little bit. Mainly on the closing part of it, but now I can get back into okay. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so I need to build a in. Okay, you cannot put dust on this one. So let's put this on 8. Actually, let's try that. I know I'm building it a little differently than I built this other one. I'm trying to find a way to cut. Sometimes I don't, when I'm building them, I find shortcuts that I can make. Or I should say when I'm rebuilding them. And I think that'd be a good place for a shortcut. Right there. Eliminating 2 things. Now, let's see. Put a repeater there. Repeater this one on 1 or 2. Or I should say 2 or 3. Tick. And let's put a block on that. And coming out. And let's get a torch right here. Very good. So when that comes on, that depowers that. On. Those to get powered. We need dust on these. You can do this if you're in Bedrock Edition. If you are not and you're on Xbox One Edition, just put a couple blocks. Okay, now we could do it 2 ways now. We can either put dust on here to power these, but the only drawback is these will get a double fire on the opening. So after they've opened, they'll suddenly close and then reopen again. So to get around that, we can just put a couple repeaters right there, and that's directing the current straight into those. And let's see, now we need to power 2 different lines. Okay. So let's get some, nothing's powering into that block, so we can put dust here. Let's put both of these on 2. Or you could leave one on 1 and add just one of them on 3. Either way works. And that should be the top finished. Sorry if I'm a little sporadic on movements for some of you. You know what? I think I'm just going to add a row. Make my job a lot easier. I think that would work, won't it? Yeah, because here I'm on the ground. So yeah, that would work. And let's actually get rid of that. Let's see, I believe these ones are on 3. Nope, actually, I put the 3 on the back ones, didn't I? Yes. So, that being said, I only need that on 1 then. And what's happening is we're using the same power source to power these blocks here. Power run into this block, going back out and into this one. And let's see, let's put the break in. And we're putting a block on that. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And I believe that should be on 0 tick. Yep, 0 tick. Both of those are on, that one's on 4, okay. In fact, this one, since it's short distance, you can probably get away with not having a repeater there at all. Let's see, I could put a repeater right there, running into that block, but I'm trying to cut back on the number of repeaters being used. And I can feed this over to that, I believe. Yeah, that's what I did. So I don't see any reason why I couldn't run this off the same power or off the same line. So I'm moving this. Yes, I know. Moving it once again. I like stuff to be uniform. Okay. And I think I'm going to put a button mechanism right here. And that'll probably be the easiest place for it. And if I put a button right in here, can't put a button on this one because it'll power that one, firing that block forward. Don't want that when you push a button. So we'll move it over to the next one over. Let's see. And I think our door just worked, except for this part right here. And I think I can probably just put some dust on this. That should power right on through. Let's see if I can do that. Nope, I did it differently on this one. Let's see how I did it here. Oh, I must need a lot of delay. Okay. I'm going to need more delay on this, so yeah. One to going into it, we're going to go in front of it. 1, 2, 3. On 8, and 1 on 1. That can be arranged. So we're going to and that's I think that'll work. Put 1 on 1. Doesn't matter which side you do this on. Normally I don't do this, but I will explain in a second why I'm doing it. It's all about the timing of the doors opening. And I won't worry about well, I guess I could. I'll do it 2 different ways. Drop dust. Okay, we're going to put a lever and activate it. And then we're going to put a sticky piston right alongside that block. Going to put a repeater. Do not use dust. Must be a repeater. Or a comparator would probably work, but it'd be better to just use a repeater. And let's go put a block underneath that. Whoops, wrong one. And we'll put dust here. And here we'll just add another block so we can just link. And we need another repeater here. Purpose being is when you fire this to open the door with the button on the inside, you don't want it firing the piston on the outside, showing anybody out here where it's at. And now, if you didn't have that here, the current would just travel through. This will prevent the current from traveling back through it and operating it. It only works one direction. Now, actually the timing is right on the money using this. Now, sometimes I just run a block across like I was going to do. Let's go ahead and do it. And this will help explain maybe why I'm doing it this way. You also could put dust along here. You know what? I'll go ahead and do that and show you why I changed it. Yeah, I'll just, well, here. Okay, this is one way, but now watch the timing of the door. Whoop, guess I picked up dust again. Now watch the opening. The bottom opened immediately, the top didn't, and I generally like to have my tops and bottoms opening at the same speed. And I don't like the top opening on the front part of the door until this part is going up. Now let's watch it again. And looks like I got to work on the timing on that part too. So to solve that problem, this is where I started doing this. And that dust will get powered from these repeaters, and those run into those blocks and powering back up, which is why it's kind of stair-stepped the way it is. And let's look at the timing of that now. On the opening, top and bottom are the same speed. Now I just need to work on timing on that part. So evidently something's not pulling up quite where it needs to be. It's being fired too soon. buttons might need to be on 3. Let's go check what I did over here. Oh, I have them on 2. On 4. And run them through a comparator. You don't lose any ticks, so eliminating them. The only reason that was really there is to keep it from linking. But I did away with all that. So something here is stalling it. So it's on just, it didn't grab that. So that must have been extended when this one retracted, which tells me this needs to be delayed a little more. That added one more tick to it. Let's try it. Opening's pretty good. One, two, three. Okay, so now I just need to work on the closing speeds. So we're going to increase this by 1. Let's decrease this. Let's try a comparator. See what happens. It's a little closer. What I'm looking for is the timing on the closing part of it. Still have things a little off. That one's firing slight difference. Okay, we're going to have to stall. It needs to be faster on the opening. So what we're going to do is let's try that. Openings looks good. Now the closing. Okay, it's a little faster, so I'm still slowing that down. Now it's being faster than the sides. Okay, let's just go ahead and put that back to 3. You know what? Let's try something. See, that will make that go up. Let's go ahead and 4. Needs to be a little slower. It's a little slower on the closing. Opening looks good. But I don't want it much. Let's put the Let's see what that does for us. That is still a little slow on the firing, which is, well, you got a tick per each torch, you get a tick difference. So that's being fired. This is being 1, 2, 3 tick difference, 3 ticks slower. Let's see if I can eliminate that by using, or at least that one's going up slower than that one coming down. So shorten this by. Let's try that. Nope. Firing it too many times. Can't get any smaller on that. Can't get any smaller on those. I switched it to a comparator from a repeater because the repeater adds 1 tick where a comparator doesn't. And I have the piston block here, so when it loses power, this will retract. And this will lose power faster than this having to count its ticks back down. If I didn't have this retracting and just waited, this would take longer for it to unpower. So this just lets it unpower a little faster. Actually, it'll let it unpower 8 ticks faster. And now let's see. This one. Still firing. Okay, let's go the other way with it. Taking too long. Okay, my only problem is they're not firing in sequence. So you can fire, 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 fire. It needs to be a 3 fire count because the top pistons fire once, fire twice, and then fire forward for 3. The side ones should be 1 and fire 2. Same thing with this side one. And then the top ones and bottom, they just have 1 firing, 1. So we need to time everything out to the longest point, which is the 3 count, with a double extension down and 1 forwards. But I'm getting like 6 fires because they're not firing in the same sequence. End firing sounding good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need a chain, make those come out a little faster. So they can fire a little faster. How do I get those to fire a little faster? If I take off the ticks here, that fires those too soon. Let's see what this does for us. Well, let's see. Nope, that wouldn't do it either. Because that's still, it's just saving 1 tick. Well, let's try it. One tick difference. Let's see if it matters. Well, it mattered on the traction speed. But that sure sped up the closing. So it's retracting back too fast. So let's add a delay. So it closes faster but opens slower. On the side ones, that is. I didn't get no one powering. Ah, that's why. Delay. New mistake. down to a 4 count. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 count. I'm going to regret that, but let's go look. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Opening wise, it's going good. Closing, it's going a little. Just add a tick on that. If I can get the top and bottom at least on the same firing sequence. Let's look at it again. We're opening the same speed. But it's closing at different speeds or times. 1, 2, 3. That was a little better. Top steel, or bottom, I should say. Let's see. Pretty much to get things timing out right, you just gotta add things or add ticks or take ticks away at one point or place or another. Wasn't too bad. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get the top and bottom seem to be the same. If I get them to fire at the same speed, if that's firing forward, that'll drop it down one more tick. But that's not bad. Could be close enough to leave. Let's add one more tick in this. Tick in that. little closer. Anyway, it's getting close enough, I think, to satisfy most. It's still one tick off. But what if we put 3 more, or drop that back down to 3 ticks instead of 4? One, two, three, four. And just for giggles, let's take off 1 more tick and see if that really throws a monkey wrench into it. Closer. Okay, I think that's close enough for now. And we can see what's everything's going, so then we can just and so now you have a hall or a wall there, and if you don't like looking at the back side of this, you can always basically reverse and make one go in the opposite direction, like I did here. But word of warning, if you do that, leave a space. Makes it a little easier on wiring on the top, and it also leaves you a spot in case someone ever closes it on you, or you somehow it closed, that you're able to not get stuck in it quite so easy. And basically you're just doubling everything except the top row. This part you don't have to double. All you have to do is just link them together on the top one. Everything else kind of gets doubled. And instead of putting the firing mechanism or the pulse like here, I have it right here, and running it in between the 2 sets. I could still do that, but it's kind of in the way here, so I just put it on this side, because you're coming off it and running it back into those. And here I just went off both directions. Worked a little easier. Other than that, exactly the same way. Just reverse everything and double up the most everything else. Pretty much the same. just powering. We've got a torch here on this side and one on that side, powering that side for the repeater. So the same mechanism firing both sets of pistons. Same thing on this side. Instead of having a torch tower one coming up and powering that, I made it like a V, and you can power both sets at the same time off of one mechanism or one set of repeaters. So it cuts down on the number of repeaters you need, and also cuts down on possible mistakes and flaws by not having the same right settings on each set. But other than that, everything is the same. So there you go. If you like what you've seen, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have any suggestions or things you might want me to try building, if it's door related, let me know. And other than that, have a good day.